if you're not happy and healthy in the gym, you're not going to be as productive.
No.
You know, if you're not happy and healthy in a relationship, it's not going to be a productive, healthy relationship. You've got to be happy and healthy in whatever you do to get the best out of things. And sometimes you've got to cut strings, cut away from certain things. I've lost lots of friends over the last couple of years. Not lost a lot of friends. I've cut ties with a lot of friends because you put stuff in, but you don't get anything out.
Absolutely.
And, you know, there's only a handful of people that I know, hand on heart, I can, you know, rely on 100%. And I would rather have 4 or 5 really, really good friends than 3,000 friends on Facebook.
That mean nothing.
That wouldn't know. If I died, they wouldn't know for a year, at least a year. They're not friends.
No. Or people that you've got on, this is one that gets me, people that you're friends with, open brackets, close brackets, with on Facebook or Instagram, but that you'd walk past in the street and not say hello to or not stop and have a conversation. They're not friends.
No.
They're just people that are basically just spying on you. And so I'm going to change the subject back a little bit more now to bodybuilding. And as we're sort of weaving into social media a little bit, and also staying with the mental health aspect, do you think that for sort of like younger, more impressionable boys and girls, men and women, whatever, or whatever, do you think that it affects their mental health, what they see on social media, the fact that they feel that the image that they're looking for is unattainable?
Absolutely, 100%.
Do you think it fucks people up?
Massively. Absolutely massively. For several reasons. One, I hate it being called social media because I think it should be unsocial media because it is. There's so much that could be good out of social media. There should be so much positivity coming out of it.
Yeah.
For me, if you've got nothing positive to say, shut up. Just shut up. Don't say anything. You don't need to post anything. You know, you don't need to comment on people. You don't need to put anything negative on social media. Now, by that, some things are negative, but in a positive way. You know, you can put negative things on there, but it's when you're derogatory and deliberately negative and putting people down. There's no need for it. There's no need for that. Some things in life are negative and they need to be shared, and that's fine. But it's, you know, there's a difference between different types of negativity, if you like. But certainly when you come to saying, does it mess with young people's mental health? I think it's not just young. I think it's older as well. I think it does for everyone because
it surely affects mine.
You look at social media, and I've been lucky. I've been to some fitness expos around the world. I've been to Olympia. I've been to the Arnold's in the UK. I've been to FIBO. I've seen people that I've seen on social media, and I've seen them in real life, but they're not the same person. They're not the same person. People need to get their heads around these influencers that look absolutely shredded 24/7 aren't. They're recycling the same pictures. They're filtering them. They're photoshopping them. You can look in the background and see, you know, a square brick is warped where they've changed their picture, but not the background. Yeah. You know, a mobile phone, it's got straight edges, not curved edges, but they've got warped edges in some people's pictures and things like that. And like I say, they recycle the same pictures. They're taking ridiculous amounts of drugs, some of them. They're dying young. They're turning up and then they're disappearing after a few years. Why? Because their health's bad. There are some people on there going, I don't care if it kills me. I'm going to be famous for 3 years and get a massive followings. There's certainly a few people at the moment that have got massive followings, have blown up out of nowhere. Very young, blatantly speaking about it, taking a lot of drugs, living a ridiculous lifestyle, but they've got millions of followers. They've got sponsorships. They're making a lot of money, but they're not going to live for long, unfortunately, and they're not going to be around for long. And kids see that.
Think it's attainable by just going to the gym 5 days a week and eating some rice and broccoli because that's what they're saying they're doing. Yeah,
but they're not. They're not doing what they're doing. They're saying, "Oh, I'm taking these supplements and things like that." I'm not going to mention any supplement companies, but certain people say, "Oh, I'm sponsored by this supplement company. Go there." And I know for a fact they do not use those products because they're crap, but they're getting paid.
Yeah.
People go, "Yeah, but so and so uses that." No, they don't. But it's on social media. You can't believe everything you see on social media. You can't.
You just can't.
You've got to do your own research. Some of it's right, some of it's true.
Oh,
there's also genetic freaks out there.
There is.
That it doesn't matter.
Big, they're just muscly anyway.
They could be muscly, they could be lean, they could have that perfect X-frame. You know, there are some people that just are going to be better at bodybuilding. They're going to be better at being a model. They're going to be better at being a plumber. Yeah. They're going to be better at being a brain surgeon. You know, everyone's got their own thing.
That sometimes, it's a very good point, that is. And I often think about that, because some people might get to like an age, and some people might never ever realise their potential at something that they could be great at. This is why I always say to people, like, or I always think to myself, if somebody asks me to do something, just give it a go. Always say yes. Because you never know what might come from it. If you're just saying no, you just, you know, even if you don't fancy doing it, you might end up being fucking amazing at it. You know, 100%. And then you can build on that and become even better, you know. But going back to social media, my main thing, much like you said, but across the board, is people just putting out shit content, saying, like, you know, false information or questionable information or things that work for them but blatantly aren't going to work for anybody else, just for the likes, just for you know, getting the followers.
Yeah.
And a lot of it, and people, then you see people doing random stuff on about, I reckon they've done that, I reckon they've seen that on social media, now they're giving it a go. I get some clients come up to me and be like, Nick, I saw this on Instagram, this person was doing it, do you think it's useful? I'm like, well, it's not going to, like, it depends what context. Yes, it's useful. Most things are useful to do. You know, like say a specific movement or whatever, but that specific movement isn't going to get you the goal, get you to where you want to be. Yeah. You need to do all this other stuff as well. If you want to look like them, you're going to have to, one, probably have the same genetics as them, and two, be able to follow their lifestyle completely. And a lot of these people, you don't know what sort of privilege they've come from. You don't know what sort of background they've come from.
Definitely.
They might not, their parents might be paying for their lifestyle.
Yeah. It is not cheap.
Yeah.
That's one thing I will say straight away. Bodybuilding is not cheap. See, that's something that I agree and I disagree.
Okay.
Because a lot of people I used to work with would be like, oh, I can't afford to eat like you. I'm like, what did you have for breakfast? Oh, I've got an egg and bacon roll from the cafe down the road.
Awkward.
Right. What are you having for lunch? Either a McDonald's or a meal deal. Now, I've heard this a few times. A meal deal isn't either of them. It ain't a deal and it ain't a meal.
Yeah.
And it's simply not. You know, but that's money. What are you having for dinner? An Indian takeaway. That's another 20, 30 quid. Well, chicken, yes, it's going up in price. Rice isn't expensive. You know, veggies.
Bulk frozen chicken, couldn't you?
Yeah, you can go to butchers. You can get good deals at certain places if you shop around. Don't get me wrong. It's not cheap, but for me, it's more the other parts of bodybuilding. You know, gym memberships. You know, that costs a little bit of money. I've got 3.
Yeah.
I've just cut it down to 2. I've got here, which is what I love, but I've got other ones where I go and use the health facilities, sauna, steam room, things like that. I did use another one that was 24/7 just for convenience at certain times. Normal gyms were shut, but I've knocked around the head now because not be working, I can get in whenever I need to. Supplements. Now, as soon as you sort supplements, you've got 2 lots. You've got your shop bought legal supplements, and then you've got your dark side. Because of my job, I've never gone to the dark side. I have, in the last year, been prescribed TRT, which, for those who don't know, is testosterone replacement therapy, because my testosterone levels were naturally very, very low, below the NHS recommended levels. So I've been prescribed testosterone, which a lot of men, actually, quite a few people I've spoken to about that, have gone and had theirs tested and are low as well.
Yeah.
And it's something that I think a lot of blokes don't realise.
Do you know what?
How serious it is.
I'm going to put a pin in that. Talk about it some more if you want, but I'm going to put a pin in that because I'd like to get you back on, and we'll just do a separate show on TRT.
So the other thing, you look at like natural supplements or shop bought supplements, you know, pre-workouts, whey proteins, things like that. People join the gym. What supplements will need to take? You don't. You need to just train and go to the gym.
Yeah.
You know, as you get more further on, you might want to introduce some whey proteins to get your protein intake up. You might want some pre-workouts, some EAAs, some different, you know, hydration supplements, things like that. You know, I'm really, really lucky. I've got a sponsor, where I get my supplements.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is DNA Sports. I know they stick stuff here.
Yeah.
They've actually got I don't know when this podcast is going out, but we've got a demo day here next Monday in the evening with some of the athletes coming up, including myself. You know, and I'm really, really lucky I get my supplements from them. And they're top quality supplements. And they're reasonably priced. But at the end of the day, it's still another expense.
Yeah.
I've paid over, a couple of £100 a month for supplements when I thought I needed everything. I've cut right back because you don't need everything. Yeah. You find out what works for you, what you do and don't need.
Well, again, this is a thing from like younger, more impressionable people, maybe just coming into the sport. Yeah. They're like, okay, cool, I need the whey protein, I need the creatine. I'm like, I'm not going to be able to work out unless I get a pre-workout in, and then I need, I need my BCAAs, I need this, and it all ramps up, right? It all ramps up.
It's worse than that. It's worse than that. The last demo day I did for DNA, another gym a few weeks ago, I had a 16-year-old lad come up to me, 16, and said, "Have you got any Tren?" Now, for those who don't know, Tren is probably one of the strongest, most evil steroids you can get. It's the one that seems to send everyone off their heads. He was 16.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? It just blew my mind. His mate turned around and said, "Oh, he's just being silly." He says, "I need it though, don't I?" I went, "Well, how old are you?" 18. He said, "But I've been training for a year." I've been training a year. He's 18 and he wants probably the strongest compound out there. I was like, "Mate, we've got pre-workouts and hydration supplements. This is not, we're not a illegal drugs clinic set up in a gym." It blows my mind how kids think this is acceptable.
It almost seems like the younger generation are getting, or anybody these days, not just the younger generation, I keep on talking about the younger generation, but I think anybody who's coming into the sport or coming into fitness in general, they're looking at social media or on social media, as you quite rightly called it, and they're looking at that for their guidance, for their education. Mm-hmm. Instead of coming to somebody like myself or talking to somebody in the gym who's done a little, been training for 20 years or whatever, they're going onto social media and going to the thing that they see the most, and they're going, I need that, I need to do this, and I need to do that, and I need to take that supplement. Mm-hmm. And a lot of it, it's all competing against each other. So the highest production value, the one that's got the most, maybe got sponsored behind it, they're the ones that are going to get through to people, but it's not always the right thing.
No, 100%. People need to realise that these people are trying to make money.
Yeah, absolutely.
They don't actually care about you.
Yeah.
Certainly the big corporations that don't actually care about the individual person.
Yeah.
They care about making money.
Yeah.
And I get it, because that's what it's about. If you've got a company, you want to make money. That's the idea of having a business is to make money.
Yeah.
I don't know anyone who's got a business that says, "Oh, I don't want to make money. Yeah. I want to run this business at a loss."
Yeah. I don't coach for free.
No. It is what it is. But like, again, going back to the cost, like competing, in fact, pretty much every federation, you've got to be a member, and it's a year membership. You might only do one show with them, but that's going to be ranging between 30, 40, 50 quid. Each show you enter is 30, 40 quid. Sometimes it's per category. And if you want to do several categories, in some shows you can do several categories.
You coach.
That's expensive.
Would you have a separate posing coach as well?
I have done. I've used posing coaches in the past.
So would you ever triple it up and have like coach, posing coach, nutritionist?
I'm very lucky. My coach is very, very good. Joe Cross. He's spot on with his nutrition. He's spot on with his training. His coaching. I've been with him since before he officially started coaching. He started coaching me when he had a full-time job.
Yeah.
I was his first ever paying client, and I've stuck with him all the way through. He knows me better than I know myself for bodybuilding. He is a wizard when it comes to that sort of stuff. I have gone to other people in the past for posing.
Yeah.
I'm quite happy with my posing now. I would go back to certain people for little tweaks, and I have done. At shows, I get people that I know are very, very good posing coaches and just get them to help me with little tweaks and things like that. But again, that can range from anything from £100 a month up to thousands of pounds a month. There are, the top coaches are charging thousands of pounds a month. Then you look at entry fees for shows, a tan. People don't realise, you've got to have a spray tan to go on stage. You can do it yourself, but it's a bit crap. Yeah. But you're looking at 50, 60, 70 quid for a tan. You know, your little Speedos you got to wear on stage, or your board shorts if you've got no legs. I'll never do that. I'm always in Speedos. They're not, you can't just go to Asda and buy a pair of swimming trunks. You've got to have, they're 40 quid upwards.
Yeah.
Yeah. It costs a lot of money. And you're on stage for 5 minutes and get a plastic trophy. You don't make any money out of it.
Very few people make any money out of it, right?
You don't make any money out of it.
You've got to do it for the passion.
Yeah. Professional bodybuilders do not make the money out of competing. They make it out of sponsorships.
So, you're not making any money. You're paying loads of money to do it. You're training not every day, you're obviously taking your rest days, but you're training an insane amount. You're eating, it's taking over your life. It's a lifestyle. Why?
Why not? I love it.
Yeah.
It's. I've actually got it on the back of one of my training belts. It's in my DNA, and it is, and that's got nothing to do with sponsor. That just happens to be on the back of my belt, and it is who I am. The last 4, 5, 6 years, I'm a bodybuilder. I'm not going to be a professional bodybuilder. I'm too old. It's not something that I'm going to make a living out of, but it's something I am. It's what I do, and unfortunately, it does impact on my life. But then, you could say that about anything. People who go to the pub all the time. That's affecting their life. That's affecting their health. That's affecting their families. I try not to hurt anyone doing what I do. I don't think I do hurt anyone. Yes, all right. It puts a strain on. It has put a strain on relationships in the past. But I genuinely believe to be in a happy relationship or friendship or any sort of relationship, whether it's a romantic relationship or a friendship type relationship, if you're not happy in yourself, you can't make other people happy.
Yeah.
If you always want to be doing something else, it's gonna, you're gonna drag it down.
Yeah.
I know so many people that are really, really miserable saying, "I'll try and be happy for the kids." Right. Well, maybe the kids need to be not as happy sometimes, and that sounds awful, but until you're completely happy, your kids will pick up on it. If you're in a relationship and you're not doing what you want to do, you'll be miserable. Therefore, the relationship won't work anyway.
The rest of the family are going to be miserable.
So it's not going to work anyway. So try and be happy and see if you can make it work. And if you can't, you can't. It's life. Some things don't last forever.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Bodybuilding don't last forever. No. But I'm going to keep going as long as I can because I love it. People that retire, professional bodybuilders, say they're retiring, they're still in the gym training.
Yeah.
They're not doing it to the same extent.
Yeah.
Some do. Some are still, there's certain people that have been retired that I can think of that have been retired, professional bodybuilders, top Olympians, won top shows, that have been retired 10 years. And you look at them and you go, 6 weeks you could be on stage. They're 6 weeks out from shows.
Yeah.
And they've been retired 10 years.
You're not going to retire anytime soon though, right?
No.
No. Good. Carry on.
Yeah.
Awesome, mate.
So for me, just quickly on that, on retiring, I'm not competing this year.
Yeah.
Simple as that, because I'm 49 this year. I'm going to compete 2025 because then I'll be able to do the over 50s. But I am going to do open shows as well, which is to compete competitively in an open show. I do believe I need to get bigger. I need to put more size on. Therefore, I'm taking this year off to just focus on putting size on.
Mate, I'm looking forward to seeing the journey. It'll be awesome.
We're going to get bigger.
Tell everybody Instagram, whatever, TikTok, your handles, whatever, so people can drop you a follow if they wish.
So on Instagram, I'm JAY_dog_DNA.
Yep.
And that's pretty much it. I'm only on Instagram, really. I don't really do anything else. But if you do go onto my Instagram, there is also a link to my sponsor and discount codes there as well.
Awesome.
And for a couple of other clothing companies and other things, there's some discount codes there as well. So feel free to use them.
Awesome, mate. Thanks for coming on.
You're very, very welcome.